was cool. It was what? Entertaining. Good. I heard somebody up front said there was only 2 here. I said, that's 2 more than you had when you got here, right? So if you had an opportunity to choose a career making, how many of you heard like an income level? Anybody? What did you hear you could make? $30 an hour, okay? Yeah, not bad, right? It's more than I make, right? Probably more than some of your parents make, unless they're linemen. So there's opportunities that exist. And an event like this where you can hear about it is fantastic. I would like all of you, because this event couldn't happen without the individuals standing behind me. Kristen, myself, and Nate, and everybody else that helped put this together, we just kind of put it together. But without this panel that showed up today, this event wouldn't have happened. So if everybody could please give them a round of applause. They took time out of their busy schedule to come out and talk to you and share, even if it was only 2, to share what they had to offer with the students. So, and you students are the future workers and the future of this community. Without you sticking around in the community and having opportunities, then these guys would move elsewhere where they would have opportunities. And that might be in a bigger city. What do you think would happen to this community then? It's going to tank. That's right. But we have viable manufacturing, IT, healthcare, you name it, is in this community. When you think of Iowa or drive across in Iowa, what do you normally think of? Corn and soybeans. John Deere's here. They like that. They love that. But in addition to that, somebody's got to manufacture those combines. Somebody has to take that money and invest it. The bankers are here too, Community First. So thank you for coming out. Somebody's got to put the money in the bank and then loan money for a house, because you got to have a place to live. So you can see it's a full circle. The manufacturing is a that exists in Iowa. The last statistic that I looked at was number 5 in the nation. They used to be number 7. Now I think they're at number 5 in the nation for advanced manufacturing. Phenomenal. So it's not just corn and soybeans. We manufacture a tremendous amount of equipment that goes in all over the country. Does anybody have any questions? Since we got this panel here, I'm not going to make them stand up here the whole time. Does anybody have any questions you thought, oh man, I wish I would have asked that one more question, and I'll let you talk through the mic so they can hear you. Any final questions for the panel that's here at all? Like, why did you go into this field? In fact, I'll ask that question. How many of you standing up here right now went to college and are working in the field that you went to college for? Raise your hand. I saw a so-so. There was it 2? And a so-so. Did I miss anybody? There was 2 that said, yes, I'm working in the field that I went to college for, and 1, yes, sort of, kind of. So what does that tell you out of this group? How many, where was my math people? You took out a calculator earlier. So how many we have up here? And there's 2. So roughly, I'm going to just guess, that's about 1% of this population that's up here right now went to school and are working currently in that field. Right? So earlier when I asked the question, how many of you are going to school? 4-year school? And a lot of you raised your hands. Some of you said 2 years. Some of you said, no, I am going to do a trades program or apprenticeship. You don't know necessarily, because you start a 4-year college, that you're going to finish and actually work in that field. You might become something similar to one of these individuals. They still got the education. They got what was needed for the employer, and they got a good job. So there are opportunities. Keep your minds open. Any questions for them? None whatsoever? I had a prize for somebody that asked a question. Oh, there's questions now. Just raising your hand because you want a prize. Do you have a question, really? No. I guess that $100 bill will stay in my pocket. All right. Well, you guys, the employers, thank you again for coming out. We sincerely, I know Kristen and Stacy, myself, Nate from Indian Hills, this program really could not have happened without your participation at this event today. So thank you, and we would welcome you. We're going to do it, I think, maybe next year or the following year. We're trying to figure that out. But thank you, and yeah, thanks very much for coming. We are, yeah, yep. So you guys can get released. I'm going to talk just a little bit more. How many of you think $30,000 a year is a good wage? One person? Okay. What do you think the average income is of somebody that has completed an apprenticeship program? 50,000? You're close. 60,000. Have you heard this before? You knew about it, didn't you? The average in the state of Iowa, the average income level for somebody that has completed an apprenticeship program training is $60,000. Again, that's more than I make. That's a good wage. So this event and hearing about the apprenticeship programs, again, if it's something that you maybe aren't interested in, that doesn't mean you can't take that knowledge or something you learned today and present it to one of your friends, maybe somebody that wasn't here that voiced an interest. Tell them about it. The apprenticeship programs are an incredible opportunity. And I think we got pizzas here, right? So we're going to go ahead and, do you want them just to file?
So you can have a couple slices of pizza, then there'll be a second round. So go ahead and have
Yep, so 2 slices. And if you want to do the weld simulator or something, you can do that now as well.